Why did I leave China? Hello everybody, hope you are well. It has been a while since I posted on YouTube, but I am back on the YouTube scene and this video is long overdue because I left China about 4 months ago and I've been living in the UK for nearly 2 months now, but people still don't really know this. I still get invites from people in Shanghai inviting me to events, and then I tell them I'm not living in Shanghai anymore and they're like, what? And sometimes when I'm walking down the street in the UK, I'll bump into an old friend and they'll be like, what are you doing here? I thought you were in China. And then of course, if you follow me on YouTube and you don't follow me on other social media, you probably just think I've been really silent for a couple of months. But I thought it was time to finally set the story straight and yeah, update you on the situation about why I left China. So after 1.5 years of living in China, I decided to leave. And this was not an easy decision because I absolutely loved my time in Shanghai. I loved living in such an exciting, different city, a city where I came knowing no one and where I formed this independent life. I loved making real friendships with people from all around the world, friends that will hopefully last a lifetime. I loved exploring new cities and seeing the wonderful nature that China has to offer. And of course, I loved teaching adorable Chinese kids English and hopefully impacting their life in some way through being their teacher. I had become so comfortable living in China that the thought of going back home almost became as scary as the thought of coming out here to China in the first place. But it got to a point that even though I loved my students and I loved teaching, I didn't really enjoy what I was teaching so much anymore. This is because I was teaching a lot of the same stuff in the classes I had, and you know, when you're teaching that for weeks and months on end, it became a bit repetitive and a bit boring for me. And on top of that, I feel like with a lot of like language centers, like everything is set. You have a set syllabus, you have set songs you have to teach, set dialogues you have to teach, and I feel like that could kind of suck the creativity away from teaching a bit, especially if you're teaching the same stuff all the time. So yeah, I pretty much just wanted a new challenge. I still wanted to teach, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to teach different things, I wanted to teach more, and I basically just wanted to get fully qualified in teaching. So I went back home and I applied for a PGCE, which stands for a Postgraduate Certificate of Education, and that's what you need in the UK as well as a few other countries to become a teacher. So yep, I applied for that course and I got a place in Cambridge, and that is what I am currently doing now. I've been doing the course for around 2 months and it is going well. That's basically why I left China. No horrible reason about hating China. I just went back home to get fully qualified as a teacher. After my course, will I come back to China? Now, a lot of people have said that I should go back to China after I've done my course because I can work in international schools and get well paid. And this does sound good, but I think that I probably will not be returning to China anytime in the near future to live. And this is because even though I loved living in China, and I would have liked to stay there a bit longer actually, there were some things I didn't like so much and things that would prevent me from wanting to stay there long term. But ultimately, the main reason is just because there is so much more of the world that I want to see, and I mean, I would love to live and work abroad again, but I'd like to do that somewhere else and explore a new country, a new continent, and basically that's why I'm not planning to return to China after my course. So what does this mean for my YouTube channel? So obviously I created this channel whilst I was in China to document my experiences and my travels, and I won't really be doing that anymore since I'm not living in China. Though I still do want to post some topical videos about my time in China and experiences and tips, because teaching abroad in Asia is very popular and teaching abroad in China is popular. And I mean, I watched so many YouTube videos before I went, so I think they are really useful for some people. But basically, after I left China, I didn't go home straight away. I went backpacking in Southeast Asia with my sister and we had an amazing time. We had so much fun, and the best part is that I filmed it all. We went to 5 countries in total. We went to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia and Indonesia, and I'm going to be making a video for every one of those countries. So if you want to see what we got up to and see what these countries are like, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified every time I release a video. Well, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.